Welcome back to Tetewatha, Partyline Talk Show. I'm your host, Luann Stacy, and today I have a co-host, Darlene Jacobs, and we're interviewing three of the candidates who are vying for the by-election coming up on the weekend. Our third guest is, I've already forgot his name, Keith McGregor. Sorry, Keith. Okay. Welcome to the show.
Oh, good to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself in case people don't know who you are.
I'm sure a lot of people don't know who I am.
I'm sure a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, my name's Keith McGregor. My mother and father are Cheryl Montour and William McGregor, or mostly people know him as Billy.
I know Billy.
Yeah. And my grandfather is Billy McGregor, the senior, and Kathleen McGregor, and Carol Montour, or Montour Monic, or Johnny Fee Montour.
Okay.
So why are you running for this position?
Well, working with the fire brigade and medical transport, I see how people live behind the, like, everybody says these things, and how, but I actually get to see firsthand. Like, I have to go and help people sometimes just to get them out of their house. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not right. Like, some people need more help than others, and sometimes they don't get that help, and I feel like it's wrong.
Okay, next question is, in your opinion, what are some of the main issues that our community is facing right now?
Well, drugs is always going to be an issue because it's too easy to get. It's always going to be there. Jobs for a lot of people. Like, people actually try. I've seen people who try to go for jobs. Some people are even qualified for it, and they don't get it. I've seen people. I have a friend, he was overqualified, and they didn't hire him. They hired family instead, and I don't find that's right. And I'm trying to think of another one. Wow. Just that, I don't know, sometimes there's just not enough helping hands out there.
Okay. What is the priority? What do you see as the priority in the community?
For the community?
Yeah.
I would like to think, well, me behind the community is everybody should be helping one another, but not everybody gets that. Like, sometimes you have to go beyond. Even then, sometimes, like, I feel like a lot of the time is, even money too, it's a big issue. Money, people don't have enough money to do a lot of things they could. Like, some people even just go for like events like hockey or lacrosse, and they don't have money to bring their kids. They always have to ask their fellow people who can and go. So money is a big issue too.
Okay, what are some of the goals you have if you're successful in this by-election?
For myself, I don't, like, for my platform, it seemed like help was very general, but it has to be general because there's a lot of places in need of help, like money, jobs, a lot of things. But for me, I like to, like, elderly need more help. Like, I see it all the time. Drugs, like, even drugs, I've seen people take drugs just because they have anxiety, and that's not the right way to do it. It never should be. You should get the right help beforehand. You shouldn't even be taking drugs, but, like, it's hard. It's really hard. But for me, like, for my goals, I like to set up, like, in my speech, I didn't promise anything because I said it's impossible or close to it to promise anyone anything. I would rather try to do what I can, and because you have to try to go into that room and convince 20 other people to jump on with you, and it's not always the easiest. Like, everybody has their own opinion, their own mind, and you have to try to get everybody to come in to do what hopefully is the right thing.
So if you want someone to help you to do the right thing, how would you achieve that if you were sitting at the table?
Well, you have to have the knowledge behind it. You have to have the knowledge for whatever, because you got to have your points. you have to come from a good place. You can't come from a place of anger. If you come from that, you're mixing the pot and you're not helping. And so have a good heart, like especially for community. That's what it's always been about. You can't go anything else about it.
What is your knowledge about the KKL?
The KKL. I'm not aware of that. What that is?
The Kahnawake Law.
The law? Oh no, I'm not knowledgeable about that.
What about the S3 legislation?
That's a big thing. I actually heard about that from at work when I was, because then too that comes a big thing with medical. Like they're gonna try jumping everybody on that, and most people, oh man, like just to get certain people that actually lived here their whole life are C31s, and that is hard to deal with too, let alone this. So it's a rough shot. Like I don't know how. Like, I'm pretty sure they're already getting procedures ready for this, and people have actually lived here forever. But it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. Like, just like throwing 100,000 people in a pot with people that have already been here, and they're just like, oh, here, your status now.
What about the residency law?
How I feel about it?
What do you know about it?
Well, I know from... You can't be married or with somebody from off the reserve. To own land, I'm not sure if C31s can own land, as far as I'm aware. No, they can. They can? No, they can't own. I wasn't sure. But a lot of them have a hard time, like even C31s, just to get anywhere. I have a friend who's been just trying to transfer from another reserve, but his father's from here, his mother's from another reserve, and he hasn't had a easy time. Like he's been trying for years, and still no luck. But I don't know. It's like hard and slope, because like everybody should have a right, but then not everybody has the rights to land or a home, or it's hard.
Okay, Keith, what do you think about our community becoming involved in the cannabis industry?
I've been to a lot of the meetings because my old employer was actually paying me to go. But from what I was viewing, is that they want to have their foot in there, but they want to have most of their spots covered. If they try to do something that's not regulated and everybody gets in trouble, right?
So who are they?
The MCK.
Oh, the MCK. Okay.
Because that was their meetings, right? But yeah, they want to try getting I know they want to try getting their things in place for it, but and then even then, that's, what do you say that?
Do you think this would be a good economic venture for MCK to get involved in?
I honestly think it would, because 9 out of 10, you know somebody who's probably going outside to buy it, and there's nothing you could do to stop that, because they have their own money, they have their own credit card. You can't stop it. But for our own, like, people have like their offs about it because they think it's gonna like create like mobster stuff going on. But I don't know, personally, I think because no matter what, people are doing it now, at least have a lawful way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter what, it's gonna be going on behind the back doors.
Okay, the relationship between the MCK and Longhouses is strained. Do you think it's important for the two to work together?
For sure. Like, but that's even harder, because that's like how I said earlier, where it's 20 people in the room. I'm trying to convince 100 people in the room, or more, depending on. Yeah, it's important, because that's where a lot of the laws, like you're saying, the laws come from. So a lot of that comes from there, and the MCK, I'm sure, abides by most of them. But it'd be it'd be good to actually work together, but it's not easy. I'm sure it's never gonna be easy.
How would you like to see them work together?
They could always have like their own meeting, like how the MCK has their own meetings. They could also have their own of, I guess, the heads of the Longhouse or the chiefs. I think there's like, what, 50 chiefs?
That's in the Confederacy.
The Confederacy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but they could always have a sit down, have good meeting. I mean, not really, like everyone said, everyone's not going to agree, but at least they sit down and actually have a talk about what's going on and what they can do and agree on something.
Okay, since you're speaking about meetings, do you attend community meetings, which are held 4 times a year?
No. I probably should, honestly. But while working with whatever I do, because I'm in training right now for firefighting, I have, I'm a first responder and I'm a medical driver, so I'm always busy. I'm always doing something. I should make time for it, though.
What about the community decision-making process meetings that have been taking place over the last, I'd say, 8-9 years, which is the lawmaking process?
Yeah, probably not, because I actually haven't been to
Oh,
Longhouse because...
this is not
Oh, not
the
the Longhouse?
Longhouse, no.
Oh, it's just by itself?
Yes.
No, probably not, because I'm only 27, so probably younger. I didn't.
I was going to ask you your age, but
But we're not supposed to.
we're not supposed to ask that.
Just kidding.
Oh,
When he
it's fine.
said it, it's
fine.
okay.
It's fine. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know me too because I'm younger, so I'm out of the age group a bit.
We have about a minute left, so the last question would be anything else that you would like to add that you think is important that the community should know about that young person, you know?
Well, a lot of people know me. Not a lot of people, but some people. But I'm trying. I want to try my best. Like that's all I've been trying to do since I ran my grad, but I never chose to. She actually encouraged me, especially now since she's not doing so well. I decided to run. My mother and my cousin nominated me. I want to try doing what's best. Like that's what I've been doing. Like I'm a volunteer first responder, so I don't do that for the pay. Like I go there to help people who are in need, and sometimes you see people in their worst, and I like to help them while they're there in their best.
Anything else?
No, I think that's good.
Thank you so much, Keith, for joining us. Thank you, Arlene, for helping me co-host today. Coming up tomorrow, we'll be joined by Angie Brascoop as well as Tanya Williams. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Onagiwahi.
Ana.